Yo guys, it's MK, and today I will be going over my league games from this prior weekend. So yep, it's against Lennli and Gingey. So without further ado, we'll start with Lennli because that was the first game that I played. First off, we are starting in Darwin with the Australian signage and the very green tropical landscape. So I just send downtown Darwin because I know there's a lot of coverage like that just near downtown the city. Lindley's guess he goes a little bit further south, which also makes sense, but I don't know. I just thought it looked maybe a bit too green to be down there. Thought the coverage would fit more for something just closer to the random downtown roads. And it was, so Incessant paid off and we got a little bit of points. So definitely we'll take that. Next round was in northern Spain with the thick red sign, like the painter on at the outside of the sign being like red all the way around. Just a way to describe it. But no, I was being a little bit of a scaredy cat in this round because I don't know, I didn't want to make a embarrassing mistake, so I was trying to look for like a city name or something. Even though my thought the whole time was like Bilbao, basically. So moving did nothing for me on this. Just lack of confidence with the round because it's just some random urban round, which is not my favorite. Yep, we both end up sending Bilbao and ends up being the city south. So, yep, 8 points, nothing major. On to the next round once this countdown finishes. Here we are in Ecuador with the ballers, and also the very bad camera quality is something that they added to Ecuador last year. And I thought like maybe more south because I know there's a lot of bad camera quality down there, and it kind of like has this similar vibe. But I hedged a little bit more northern in Loja, but it was actually max south, so could have picked up close to 1,000 points on that if I had committed. But that's a little bit of a hard commit to do unless you're like down on points and it's like one of the last rounds. Here, South Africa with the Google car with the Europe antenna, but sun north and also driving left side of the road. Lindley not getting any info, but he didn't need info because he just randomly plonked the correct town. So, shout out my Deutsch speaking brother, Lindley. So, yeah, but my guess was still fine enough that it wasn't too many points. Next round, Turkey, which I got baited on this round, I remember. I was just looking for anything that said a town name. Which I was, in fact, struggling to find anything. But that said Aden, which is right there. But it actually doesn't turn out to be Aden, unfortunately, because that is just bait. Because, why wouldn't it be? Like, for example, this doesn't even give the city. Good thing it's not a big city. Because I guessed basically as far as I could have. So, yep, that put me in not the lead anymore. If he gets the city, I think he could have won. I'm not sure. I think he does though, but just barely. Next round, Finland, I thought, but I don't know. I honestly don't know why I bothered moving on this. Just me not wanting to risk it somehow being Sweden, even though I didn't think there's a chance this is Sweden with just the way the coverage looks. Also, the snow pools, I'm pretty sure are wrong. But yeah, I'm also, even if I'm wanting to play this moving, I'm doing a horrible job because I am moving the wrong direction. I think if I insisted this, I honestly could have gotten some points. Then I decide to go the other direction, yet then I find it. But I don't even bother looking for the towns because they don't even have a distance on them, so I just assume they're too small to find. But luckily, my region guess is good enough that I don't lose too many points. Still a decent chunk though, 1,000 points. Next round, once it loads. Here we're in Florida with all the vegetation. That front plate did confuse me, but I then saw all the other cars in that front, so I was like, okay. Shouldn't be Max South Texas then with that. And also, I mean, the landscape looks very Florida. It says Okobeachie right there, which I know is the name of that big lake, and I just click downtown the city of Okobeachie, because I think, I mean, that should be a safe click if it's saying Okobeachie. But Lennli is also not too far off, so that's 1,000 points in my direction back, so making it pretty even. Considering Maltese, he's only really 100 points ahead, so it wouldn't take too much to win. And here we have rural Russia, which I am kind of washed to this country, like I am with many countries. I was just kind of examining the country and also confused with the trees because I was like, where in Western Russia would have trees like this? And then I realized, oh, it's White Car, so it must be Novosibirsk fall coverage, and it was. So we get a lot of points that round. On to the no move. We're in Mongolia, and with the way the roof rocks are with the filled in black stuff, should be a little bit more west within the country. I just failed. We both fail, I think, to look for a road that lines up. I don't know if you actually tried lining up roads. Doesn't seem like it actually, so I just failed to line up a road. But we both end up being decently close anyway. Only slightly closer though, but nothing that would change this game's outcome. Next round, houses look Italian, landscape Italian, pools, palm tree. Everything screams Italy. I thought the houses looked quite nice. So I thought it would be more northern with that, but it actually ended up being much further south than I thought it would be, and also the mountains were pretty big, which actually, I mean, that could probably fit for most of Italy. Yeah, just looking around to see if there's anything else to assist in region guessing this, but there wasn't. I'm slightly closer there, so get a little bit more points and puts me into the lead now, but nothing major has happened so far in this game. Next, we get Java with the tiled roofs and a big volcano. I just kind of click between Central and West Java, and honestly, I don't know why. I just kind of, I don't know, instinct. Probably should have just clicked where he clicked as well, because that's the more safe click in case it was East Java. But good thing I didn't, because it got me an extra 1,000 points, which I'll take any points I can get in any game. Alright, next round was Finland. Bollards. Also, the road lines were not Swedish. For sure, it was 22 copyright, which is very common in Finland. Lots of birches everywhere. I just click like a little bit south of the label because I mean, it doesn't look too north to me. But it's also really hard to gauge a region guess when we're on some little like off ramp of the actual road. Lindley thought a little bit more north, which it ends up being, so that kind of makes up for the, well, not quite, but almost makes up for the Java. So, yep, still very close, basically, even with Maltese being in play. Next round is some weird urban Russia, which is always a high chance that it could decide any game. I don't know. It just looked very generic. There's like nothing here. There are some buildings. The trees didn't look too south to me, though. But there actually wasn't any birches, which I thought there were. But yeah, I just kind of like thought Kazan may have been a good default hedge, but I was hedging slightly in case it was like a little bit more south, like Penza or Voronezh or something. But I also did have a thought in the back of my mind of like Southern Kemerovo because I've seen a lot of weird urban rounds in Gen 3 that could look like this, but I was like, there's no way he is ever going to be sending Kemerovo, so, and if he does, then whatever, I'll take the loss. But yeah, with the multis and points, that was enough to take the win. So yep, definitely would take that because Lennli is a very good player. So yeah, anyway, on to the Gingey match. All right, on to the Gingey game, which was definitely not played as well by me. Let me turn the quality up. Oh, it's 1080p. That okay. Looks pretty terrible for 1080p, but you know that's besides the point. Just was looking for info here, and also the plates like looked very generic, so I didn't want to guess solely off that. But I was thinking Louisiana. If I were to insta-send at this point and maybe a little bit before in the round, I figured I might as well look for like a town name. Here it said Ringgold, LA, so Louisiana, but I had no clue where Ringgold was. He found a much better looking sign, to be honest. It actually had multiple town names, but you know, I was too busy scanning for Ringgold. I mean, he thought Louisiana too, so yeah, it's just something would have been pretty redundant. Yeah, it was North Louisiana instead, so I only got like 100 points this round. Next round was Japan. I saw a sign right there, and it said Yamaguchi, which is a prefecture that's right there. So I just sent, in case he didn't know where Yamaguchi is, which I don't think he did because he didn't guess there after looking at the sign. So yeah, it was a little bit unfortunate this wasn't higher multis, but his no move guess was fine. He was in the correct like plate region or electrical region. I don't know however you refer to that. Chugoku. Alright, next round was just the USA again. It's a Demerit Police and Vermont Place. I'm not even sure if Demerit was a place. So it'll be my first time watching his POV though, so yeah. Because I remember he got the town, but I don't know what he saw to get it. I think I just tried sticking in the same spot for way too long usually. Yeah, the Waterbury is the actual town. That's so he found much better info than me, who found was just sticking with the same useless sign. So yeah, I just kind of give up on this because why does it say Demerit Place? Not sure. Yeah, you got Waterbury, so yep, good guess by Gingey. Not many points though, so all fine so far. Next round is Argentina. I move to this sign. This is S scale, which I actually didn't remember where that was, but I ended up finding it. But he also found it, so and he found the other place too. So yeah, couldn't get any points off him unfortunately. I just failed at finding the 5K because why not? Yep, only 145 points, so nothing major again. This round, I played this one really badly. I just, I suck at scanning pooling to be honest. The town names are just very confusing to scan for. I don't know. Probably because I am not a Polish speaker. Like I found the fives, but I just could not find those towns for the life of me, or the 5 9s. Honestly, I could have maybe just insisted once I saw the fives, and he was already there pretty quickly. Yeah, I didn't see any 5 9s. Uh, and I guess he did. I don't know if he actually found the town names. So it doesn't look like I see any. They may have been too small, and I kept moving more south, which was stupid. So yep, you end up getting a lot of points on me. Yeah, my first more major bad guess in the moving. Here with the birch clusters should be Omsk. I was confused with the clouds and was like, why is that mountains? But then I realized it's just the clouds. I was like, there's no way this is Buryatia. And I just said Omsk because that's a generic click. I was actually in Noho first, but you probably wouldn't have stayed there anyway. Yeah, both in Omsk. And it ends up being Omsk, but on the Novo border, so he gets a little bit of points. Um, Next round, whenever. Okay, like the time between rounds is too much, in my opinion. There we have South Africa. He immediately thinks it's Kruger, which I mean, very good instinct. Not sure how to know that. I mean, pretty standard north, but like region guessing Limpopo is not easy. I just click generic north. So yep, that's a little bit more points down on me. So yeah, looking better for Gingey to win this game at this point. If there's no good rounds for me to pick up a win. Here he just hits ascent, and I was too busy trying to find info. I'm not even sure if there was info on any of these signs. There was just too much to look at and not enough time. I didn't have time to make a region guess. So yeah, very bad for me because that's a very hard to region guess exactly where it was. And even if I 5K'd, I would not have won. So yep, would have been tough. Okay, let me skip to the no move. Alright, this one was Belgium with the way the curbs and the houses looked. But I was just like double checking everything to make sure. Just click Belgium and just double check just to make sure I do not throw. He's also in Belgium. So yeah, pretty standard Belgium. Yep, I was just Liège. Only 84 points, so nothing major. Next round, I was between Thai and Philly, but I thought it looked more Thai. But I was worried that there's a chance I throw this somehow. But I was like, the trees just should be Thai. Because when I lose moving, I become worse. But yeah, I mean, just looked like Thai, so I click it. Yeah, I mean, those trees right there were what made me think Thai. Also that fence. So I just clicked northern because I don't know why. I don't know what he's zooming in on, but you know, good for him. And it was Thai, just in low A. Yeah, like 94 points, nothing major again. Next round is UK. He's clicked in Northern Ireland, but then clicks to mainland. I thought the houses looked Irish, so I just said Northern Ireland. But I'm unfortunately not cooking on this round because it was just like Max South Wales. And he just clicks like near Wales within England. So yeah, that's more points off of me. At this point I was starting to get like slightly worried about getting 2-0'd because that's a lot of points lost if I get 2-0'd, so prefer for that to never happen if possible. Here it's on that side in the distance Springbok, and I honestly didn't feel like looking for Pella, even though it was very easily findable. So yeah, I mean it's right there. Definitely bad play by me to not just deduct that we were on a small white road and to look at that road until I found Pella. So yeah, I was just throwing away points for no reason whatsoever. Because on 2.5x it's actually a decent amount. It's another 1,000, which I can't be just throwing away like that. Is next turn the one where I accidentally played NMPZ? No, that's probably the next round. Yeah, so is Argentina, very red soil. He's clicked in Brazil. I should have maybe insta sent, but sometimes you just don't really think. Nah, he would have got there in time probably. I'm not sure though. Man, the back of my mind was worried about Uruguay, but I thought the dirt was too red to possibly be Uruguay. So I was just like sticking between Corrientes, Misiones border. I mean, if it was Argentina, I shouldn't be able to lose on this anyway. So, yep. And he also seemed to have zoomed in on Uruguay, so maybe he was considering it. But it was just on the Brazil border in Corrientes. So luckily, break the flawless. Get honestly not a small amount of points because of the Maltese. This round, I honestly don't know why was trying to play this NPC. I guess I just developed Alzheimer's in the span of the 4 seconds that they make us wait between every round because it's like, it puts a lot of aging on you. And good thing this wasn't a PC because I was absolutely trolling this round. So I guess the sudden development also made me a significantly weaker opponent in this long 50 seconds. Like, I almost sent NPC. Like, this round could have gone so badly. Like, I really avoided disaster at the end because I accidentally panned a little bit. I was also NPC considering, like, just going. Yeah, and I realized, oh, wait, shit. And then I finally move. And also if I was trying to move to BA, but I was playing NMPZ, so I could have maybe, I don't know if I would have won on that. There's a chance though. I would have won on maybe depending on if he resent in this round. I would have just won here if I got to send BA if I had time, but I mean, as long as I didn't lose on that, I still got 2k points on it, so not the worst outcome I could have had. In fact, it was better than a lot of outcomes. Yeah, I mean, I also thought of just max South Island, but I thought the fences were North Island fences. So I didn't send South Island. But we both kind of played that round terribly. That was still 1,700 points somehow, but yeah, that would have won if I got to click BA. Good thing he did not click BA though. Next round we had the Canada Carbler and east-west road angle, and the vegetation reminded me of Manitoba, so I just kind of click middle South Manitoba because I know I can't lose with this guess because I was pretty confident about it being Manitoba. And he clicks Alberta, which also makes sense, I guess, but I don't know. I just didn't really get the Alberta vibes. So we take the win and get 10k points. So yep, that puts us into NMPZ. All right, this round is a certified washed moment because I was just clicked there the whole time. But after I guess I realized, oh wait, rumble strips, the pool, and why I can't place this here fully. It's probably just the US, but that didn't click in my brain till it was already too late. Something that happens way too commonly with me. I'm not sure why I do that, but as someone said, mistakes make you stronger. And it was just US, but luckily that was round one, so still plenty of time for me to multi-merchant this game. Because, I mean, I've been multi-merchanted in NMPZ before, so I was definitely not out of it yet. Here we have Brazil, northeast with the pools with no support, and also just the way the pavement and the houses look. Landscape, you can't really see that well because it's urban, of course. Yeah, both of us thought northeast on this. Maybe he was thinking of also just clicking Goiás as well. It was just outside Recife. Neither of us really making a good region guess within northeast Brazil. So, yep. Next round will be northern Ghana. Both of us zooming in on northern Ghana. And we both click like the same stretch of the N10. I clicked to make sure there are actually buildings. And I also was thinking about here, but I decided, I don't like it as much. It was just north of Navrongo, which maybe would have made more sense with the road angle. But I wasn't even sure if that road had coverage. Probably should have known. It's also hard to completely read a road angle on NMPC. Next round with concrete road and this style of pool should be in Philippines. Region guessing the Philippines. I mean, no. I think I'm doing all of that. But yeah, I mean, definitely it was down in this uh, game though because I didn't want to lose moving in this match. Here we are in Newfie, which I thought also that area, but I was worried about it being some weird St. John's. So I was just debating on how much to hedge so I can't mathematically lose. Because that's all that was going through my mind. Because I'm not thinking about where mostly, I'm just thinking about every possibility. So I decided I'm just going to click it inland where I know it can't be just because I want to hedge. Gingey's zooming basically everywhere. And the hedge is closer to St. John's. But luckily it was over there. It could have not won on that round, but could have gotten a lot more points. But I don't think it would have mattered in the end. Next round, actually it would have. I could have won on this round where I pulled an aim and was closer in the wrong country because this was actually France and not Belgium. Also, not sure how to tell between this being France and Belgium. Thought the curbs looked very Belgian and all red brick architecture. It was also like on the border of Belgium, so it makes sense that it looked like Belgium. Yep, we get a lot of points and bring him down to 681 health by pulling a name in. And then here, I was worried about this round. He actually assumes southern US. My first thought was Wisconsin, but I was worried about the slight possibility of like New York. That was my main other worry because if it's New York and he gets it, I just lose. I also did think of like Michigan and Minnesota. Not really Minnesota as much as it didn't feel that northern. I could have instant sent this and just won straight away, I think, because it took him a while to start looking and clicking more north. Yeah, I was just a little bit closer because it ends up being in Michigan, but that was enough to get the win. So, yep, shout out Mariah Carey. Couldn't have won any of these games without her because power only runs out after the second game. So, yep, that will be all for today's league review. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.